Hey guys, it's Nobody here, bringing you some TF2 commentary stuff, and today I want to talk about the upcoming matchmaking competitive mode. And appropriately enough, I have footage of me playing the competitive beta playing in the background for those of you curious. So as it seems to be a trend with these TF2 videos, this is going to be split into two parts. The first half will be my expectations for matchmaking, and the second will be what I hope and want them to do. Because, you know, I'm sure Valve will listen to my loose-brained rambling bullshit. So I want to immediately premise this video before I give people the wrong idea. Despite me having played this game for years, I have never played it competitively until recently when the competitive beta came out. Basically what I'm trying to say is that this video won't necessarily be me talking about the mechanics or how I want it to work exactly, because I feel my opinions wouldn't be very valid, but rather more focused on the update itself. And I guess that's my first point as to what I expect from this update, that it will be an update, like a content update, and a big one at that. I feel like that an official competitive mode is such a big addition to the game that it will be treated as if the game itself has been re-released. And I do really feel like this is the exact thing that is needed to continue this, like, 9-year-old game. I imagine it will even be advertised on Steam and have a massive update page and all that, trying to bring attention either back to those who had lost interest or interested in investing in a new competitive scene. But then there's a bit of a snag. With most updates nowadays, they release a side comic to go with it, and if it's a big enough update, even a new SFM short. But I'm really not sure how they could manage that. By that I mean, how can they try and wrap this into the story, at least in the way they can warrant a comic or, God forbid, a new SFM film? I like to think, however, they could indeed make some creative reasoning to tie it into the story. Perhaps something about the teams making a secret wager or something that could warrant them considering it as more of a competitive time. Probably by tempting each team with prizes, but I'll get into that later. But in all honesty, I really don't care what reason they come up with it. I'll be happy just to see a new SFM short. The next thing I suspect they will add will be a whole bunch of new cosmetics, reskins, and possibly even maps and game modes. The reason for this is that although there is a very large community of people who almost exclusively play TF2 for the community created competitions, there is still a very large number of people who hold no interest in playing competitive and would probably feel like the update is a huge waste of time to them. Hence the extra cosmetics maps to keep them happy and satisfied as well. Although I also expect them to add some kind of item to just signify that you participated in a matchmaking game, just to get people to try it. I also don't expect any more balance changes, at least not on the update day itself. The reason for this is that they have very clearly been making these big changes recently in preparation for competitive mode. So I believe they really want to iron out every weapon to make them balanced and stuff first, and see how they fare in the beta for competitive first. I do, however, imagine that there will be a few more before the competitive rolls in to properly attempt to balance them all. And naturally, from what I expect, there will be no new weapons either. As much as it pains me to say, adding a new weapon now just as the competitive rolls in with no proper testing beforehand, just plain won't work. Finally, we arrive at what I would like to see in competitive, but don't exactly expect to see. First off, rewards. I think it goes without saying that I believe that there will be rewards for each tier, and the higher up in the matchmaking you go, the better rewards you will get. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but as great as badges and medals are, I feel like different rewards should be given to players who reach higher ranks. Something that stands out a bit more, you know? I would say special hats, but honestly, I personally value unique weapons and stuff more. Scandalous, I know. Perhaps just some kind of super unique and interesting variation of the main stock weapons for each class, awarded to the class you primarily played, or perhaps won with. And I can't say exactly what I think they should add, but I would say something on par with golden weapons, such as the golden wrench and Saxy and the golden frying pan. Because they turn people to gold, and just to make that emphasis and uniqueness to those that have it, you know? Which is possibly my biggest hope for these rewards. Keep the rewards for yourself. There's just something so disappointing about rare weapons such as Australians and bot killers and such, because although people earn them in MVM, the best stuff is only given by random chance. And then the person can trade them to people who didn't even earn them or whatever. Like, I never look at someone with an Australian and think, oh wow, he earned that. More just, how much did that cost him? I'm not saying that is inherently a bad thing, I'm just saying there is a difference between rare and expensive compared to unique. I would want the rewarded items to be non-tradable or giftable or marketable, but just unique to the person who earned it. So when you see someone in game with the items, you can look at them and say with certainty, wow, they earned that. The next thing I would really like to see is a variety of different game modes and options for those modes. I'm not sure how many different game modes are played competitively right now, but nonetheless, I would like to see near to all game modes available to play on, all their own different tiers and such. AKA, you could choose to play a lot in just payload maps and never have any games in CCF mode or something like that, you know? This way I feel more people might be interested in joining the competitive due to their favourite game mode being available. Like, I don't know, maybe there are people out there who super like Doomsday and want to play on that competitively. I mean, who knows if that'll really work or if anyone will really play on them, but I think it'll be at least neat to have the option. Also, as sort of a side note to that, it would be cool to have variation as well, like 6v6 or 9v9 or Highlander options on all those maps and what have you. Just like an interesting bit of extra variety. And finally, no random crits. It really goes without saying, but yeah, crits aren't fair, Valve. Come on. What's wrong with you? And that does it for my list of things I expect and hope for in the upcoming TF2 competitive mode. Let me know what you guys think with your own opinions on what they should add or take away in the comments. But for now, I will see you guys next time. Bye.